2024 was a really bad year for Ubisoft, and I think that they delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows so they, number one, didn't have an even bigger loss in 2024, but also so they'd have something releasing in 25 because so many of their games are now being shut down. But now we're finding out that their value has tanked and their market cap has dropped 85% from 2021 to now 2025. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, this is honestly really sad to me. Ubisoft has an amazing library of franchises and IPs, and they could be making really high quality content. They did at one point have a lot of money, but now they've gotten sloppy. Their developers have gotten lazy, and a lot of the people that are being hired for these projects shouldn't be. There's so many activists running rampant within the industry. They do not care about video games, and they're just looking to make a quick buck. They do not care at all if they do irreparable damage to a company or a franchise. And now we're seeing that this is definitely the case, that Ubisoft's greed and Ubisoft's laziness and their developers' activism has in fact severely damaged them. So once a titan in the gaming industry, Ubisoft has experienced a dramatic and concerning decline in value over the past 4 years from a market cap of 12.17 billion in January 2021, the company's value plummeted to a mere 1.78 billion by January 2025. This represents an alarming loss of approximately 85% of its market value, underscoring severe financial turmoil and strategic missteps that have left the Assassin's Creed developer struggling to maintain its foothold in a highly competitive industry. Now, just a few weeks ago, the Assassin's Creed director had come out and said that not only are they competing with other developers, but they're basically just competing to stay alive, right? They're struggling so much. They are losing a lot of money, and a lot of their franchises are not doing so good. So it seems like that was kind of damage control, and I don't think that it worked, given gamers have pointed and laughed at them. But this is what happens when you disregard what your audience wants. And it's like they half-assed Assassin's Creed Shadows, because we had been asking for an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan for forever, and they finally gave it to us, but they decided to add Yasuke to this game, and he's not even really a depiction of the real living person, because Yasuke in real life was more of a retainer than a full-blown samurai. But no, they decided to hire someone like Thomas Lockley, who has admitted to just writing bullshit because he wants money, and he's happy that Shadows is getting so much attention, even if it's negative attention, because copies of his books are selling. If they didn't do that, maybe this game wouldn't be, I'm gonna be honest, a disaster. So far, it has been. Maybe once it comes out, it will sell really well. I'm sure that it's going to sell a certain amount because it's Assassin's Creed, but I think that there are a lot of people who are now going to boycott it. Then you have massive franchises that they're working with, like Star Wars. They could have made Outlaws a financial behemoth for the year, but that didn't happen. They put the most amount of money ever towards marketing this game, so you'd think that it would have done better, but as far as we know, it sold less than 2 million copies across all platforms, and on Steam, it can't even break a couple thousand people playing it. So we are talking about disaster after disaster. Never mind Skull and Bones being a quadruple A failure at the beginning of the year. We don't know how much money they put into that, but it's rumored that they put $400 to $600 million into it, which is insane, and nobody's playing that anymore. The only people talking about it are content creators who are pointing and laughing. And then X Defiant was supposed to be their big Call of Duty killer. It was supposed to be really, really impactful for them. Womp, womp, womp. Nobody's playing it, and now they're shutting it down. That's crazy. They have fail after fail after fail, and that's why I think they moved Assassin's Creed Shadows to 2025, because if it is a success, it will be in the new year, but if it is a failure, it will not be a part of their nightmare year of 2024. I think that it's going to get delayed again. I don't think it's actually going to release on Valentine's Day. Who knows? Though it just doesn't look good for them. And when we factor in their most recent reported loans for March 2024 totaling 2.71 billion, likely higher now due to updated rates and additional borrowing, not yet reflected in the valuation, Ubisoft's financial position seems to have worsened compared to 2024. And it's sad to me because they have so many amazing characters and stories that they could tell and reuse, but they just threw that all away for a few ESG dollars. They are so fucking focused on pushing DEI initiatives within their company that they're not realizing that they're just blindly hiring people who do not care about this industry, who do not care about a game being a financial success, because at the end of the day, they already got paid. They don't care. They're just lazy. They want money. And I understand everybody in the world needs money. The reason why the video game industry got so successful in the first place is because it was filled with very passionate people. They didn't care how much they were getting paid. They just cared that they were creating art for people. And it's not that mindset anymore. And as this article goes on to mention, it is not going well for them. Ubisoft's missteps have significantly contributed to its financial decline. Recent game releases such as Star Wars Outlaws have fallen short of market expectations, with pre-orders reportedly abysmal and sales figures remaining undisclosed, a red flag for financial instability. As of its latest financial report, their non-IFRS net debt stands at 1.1 billion and its IFRS net debt has risen to 1.4 billion. The company is struggling to generate sufficient revenue to offset its borrowing costs. Now, because I've been talking about Ubisoft over the past couple of years, this isn't particularly shocking to see. This is happening to a lot of companies right now, and the problem lies in, I don't know if they can be saved, right? I don't know if they can completely turn this around. They have double, tripled, and quadrupled down. They have wasted so much money that I do think a buyout is going to happen in 2025. There's been rumors that the Guillemot family and Tencent want to take this company private. I believe that that will happen at this point because of the dire situation they find themselves in, though I just don't know if they can go back to creating content that people love. I think that Ubisoft may continue to tank in value. Their market cap may continue to drop, though it only is 15% more to drop, and then they won't even be a company anymore. So I will be keeping my eye on their financials this year. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.